What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Geek Boutique podcast, the official podcast of the Geeks and Company. My name is JS. We are the Geeks and Company, or at least part of them. Of course, as always, my compadres, Mr. Geoff, first of all, Aka, Messiah Complex Cosplay.
Jesus, how many fucking nicknames does this dude have?
I mean, I don't know, Joker, Damon Targaryen.
So many. No, that's cosplays.
How are you?
I think I'm finally over my hangover from last Saturday evening. I don't know about you guys, but like the last hour and a half of Saturday night, little fuzzy, because someone was asking me like, oh, like when you got back to your hotel room, like was Rob already there? And I'm like, yeah, he was there in the morning, so I guess so. Yes. Okay. Cat Girl George joining in for the first time. How's it going? Cat Girl George had some stage presence at the presentation.
The first
thing. It's very cool.
Demo, or I don't know what to call these things. Like, there's so many different things going on stage that they're not just panels, right? Like, they're more than just panels. But let's call it a panel for the sake of saying it. The first panel of the weekend.
It's been a heavy 3 weeks. Amen, Andre. Fucking man.
Oh, fuck. You have no idea, buddy.
Jesus.
No idea.
Speaking of heavy, he's not heavy, but he's my brother. It is Rob the Bad Guy. What's going on, Rob? It's a song. Come on, man.
Thanks, buddy. To answer your question, no, I went out to one of those cosplay raves that we see online, and I didn't get back till about 5 a.m. But
oh, really? Yeah. Oh, that makes perfect sense. Perfect.
Sure you did.
No, I snuck out early and went to bed.
Oh, here we go. Michael Icon. Hello from London town, UK. I'm drunk. Everybody collectively shocked that Michael Icon is drunk. Yes, he is in the UK as we speak.
Is it like 1 a.m. there right now?
I don't know. 5 hours, right? So
something like that.
So 2 a.m.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure this will be interesting.
Yeah.
Comment section.
Kecker just saying, I just called it a panel. It's the easiest. That's fair.
There you go.
You had like a whole presentation. You had props. You had music. You had pre-recorded stuff. It's very, very cool.
Probably the only one with a good audio recording.
Yes, 100%. Well, Bear Sailor Moon on Sunday, he had a device where he had all of his stuff pre-recorded too, and that went very well as well. Like
he we're gonna in and was doing.
We're going to talk about all of that for sure. Midnight is what's Michael like. Oh yeah, 5 hours. Yeah, 5 hours. So midnight. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. JS, how did you like the weekend? Like, without getting into detail, we are obviously in the community section. We're going to talk about Toronto Game Expo that just happened, but overall, good time, great time, bad time,
fantastic time.
Right.
I think everybody had a good time. I hope everybody had a good time. There were some issues with some creepers that, we're not going to publicize and give any kind of exposure to. But otherwise, it was an amazing weekend. I'm kind of getting over the weekend. I mean, it was a tiring weekend for me. I've been.
I think today is the first day where I've been able to like function like a normal human being.
Yeah.
I'm still a bit tired. I almost called in sick on you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been tough getting over this one. It was a busy one. It was we did a lot.
Yeah, we did.
We did a lot.
Yeah, we're heavily involved in that show for sure. So
and we appreciate that they let us get involved that much in the show because it was fantastic. But we did a lot. Harleen is doing Z's. She's still sleeping.
Hardest working woman in cosplay, no question. Booth was amazing. Nate is saying,
thank you.
TGE was great. Tiffany, Bunny Bao, TGE was great. You guys were so great. Thank you for what you did for cosplayers. Hey man, that's
right. Thank you very much.
Yeah, we're trying to build community, so that's what we're here to do. And TGE is really good about giving us a leash, essentially, like room on the leash to do that. To kind of, there's a set format, but they kind of let us do our own thing a little bit too. And I think that the two kind of things meld together. Again, we're gonna talk about that. So
yeah,
you guys did great and very helpful. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Monday was hell going back to work. So Stephanie, no shit.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Monday was real rough.
A vacation day, but didn't do it this week.
No, same. And it was Yeah, because we might have gone a little too hard on Saturday night, but we'll get to talking about that too.
Yeah.
I went for the first time on Saturday. Overall, not bad. Yeah, I mean it's a very specific vibe. So, but and again, I keep saying we'll talk about it. We keep talking about it. So maybe we'll stop talking about it right now and talking about some other things. Hope you guys continue to be involved with TGE, says Tiffany. I see absolutely no reason why we wouldn't be. So,
I mean that's on them. Right?
No, 100%. But like I said, the feedback that we've gotten so far seems to be everybody's cool. So, including TGE. So, and hey, if there's any kind of feedback for them, or you can just, I'm sure you can quote on their social media, let them know what you thought of our job and all the things that we did for the show. So, we're happy for the feedback, and I'm sure they are too. Other than that, JS, where are you right now? Because every week I feel like your background is changing. You got a different light setup. Every time you move or nod your head, your camera's bobbling all over the place. Like, what the fuck is going on over there, man?
A little bobblehead,
yeah.
I'm
we'll demand you guys back. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
This is my temporary setup for the podcast. I'm basically sitting at the dining room table at Jen's because we're basically living at Jen's now for the next until the house sells.
Right.
So
yeah, so this is what we can expect moving forward.
For the next little while, at least for the next couple weeks. So yeah, it's just me sitting at a table in the dining room with
Beautiful.
My laptop. No
with your little
screen,
laptop screen
my
there.
little laptop. So
just bouncing
production
around.
value
Just for whatever weird ass reason.
Right. So production value down the drain.
Stop the ride. What about you guys? Like, what's going on? What's new with you guys? What's happening? Give us some feedback in the chat there. Not specifically about TGE. I know we're going to talk a lot about TGE and what went on there, but we're going to get to that. We're going to do some news here first too. But if you guys have anything that you want to talk about right off the hop, throw it in the chat. You guys are really good about keeping the chat going. We're definitely going to be talking about The Throne was also phenomenal in person. I was very astounded. You were not the only one. I'd even seen it before, and even I was like, holy fucking shits.
It looked pretty good. Yeah.
It looked pretty good. No, my hairdo looked pretty good. That Throne was epic as fuck. Yeah, just the look on people's faces as they were coming by, not even realizing it was going to be there, especially like people that didn't know it was going to be there and were just kind of like walking by and it'd stop and then turn and do the double take. And they were like, what the fuck am I seeing? Like crazy town, right?
Yeah. And I almost feel like people, because they didn't understand what was going on, and wait, is that an actual Iron Throne? I think a lot of people didn't understand. A lot of people were just taking pictures of the throne. And it's like, why don't you come and sit? Oh, no. What do you mean? No. Come and sit in it. That's why it's here.
Yes.
Do you see that motherfucker over there in the Wario shit? Like he built it specifically so you could sit on it. So go sit on it.
People that all day, right? Like people thought they couldn't touch it, and that it was just like a display thing.
It was going to fall apart. I'm like, no. He built it so you can sit on it. Trust me. So
yeah.
Can we talk about the Predator cosplay? Because y'all had me scared. That's these two gentlemen right here, and they're Predators. Like that's them too. And it doesn't matter where we're at or what they're doing. Like as soon as those two put those on, it's just like like everybody's eyes turn immediately to those two. And it's amazing.
Not as much this weekend, and that's okay. I think people are getting used to them now, right? I mean, they've been around for a couple of years now, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, I think it's important to denote that this show has a very, very specific crowd and a very specific vibe. And both the Throne and the Predators maybe don't completely play into that vibe per se.
100%.
But I still thought you guys were getting mobbed pretty goddamn good. And like I said, everybody that walked by the Throne that noticed it was like, oh shit, like what the fuck? Oh yeah, let's get a picture of that, or let's get a picture with that. Yeah, to see like people turned into little kids when they saw you guys, and when they saw the Throne, it was great. I love seeing that shit. That's my favorite.
It was awesome. We'll get into more of it. I mean, everybody did great. Everybody did amazing this weekend.
I agree. All the panels were great. The trivia was awesome. Again, we're going to talk about
everything was fantastic.
I have an idea. Why don't we go to the news so we can get to talking about TGE, since that's clearly what everybody wants to talk about.
All right. Well, let's do the news.
It's the news, brought to you by the Geeks and Company, in desperate search for a new platform. This week's top story: Someone's already kind of leaked it in the chat over here. Where was it, Andre? Superman fans, of course, the new movie from James Gunn and Peter Safran at DC Studios comes out July 11th. But some of you may not know the Minecraft movie, starring Jack Black and Jason Momoa and a bunch of other people, is about to be released, and there is a 5-minute clip from Superman, some of which you saw in the trailer that dropped, the teaser trailer that dropped, a 5-minute clip playing in front of that movie. Now, WB has gotten in front of that, and they've released the clip online. So you can go on right now. I actually just watched it on a tiny screen on Instagram. I haven't actually watched it on like a big screen yet, but it does play off the initial scene in the first trailer where Krypto, like Superman, is clearly like beat to shit in the snow and ice, and Krypto comes along and grabs him. It's a much longer scene of that particular interaction, and we do get our first really good look, by the way, at the Fortress of Solitude and what's sort of in the Fortress of Solitude. So yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen it. Andrew dropping spoilers. Well, I mean, Andre, I don't know if it's spoilers per se. I mean, it's all over the internet right now. It's like essentially like a trailer, right? So
yeah,
have you guys watched
like
it?
a couple extra. There's only like a minute of like footage you wouldn't have seen already because the trailer itself was already like 2.5 3 minutes.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
They just added an extra minute.
Yeah.
I have seen it. I just watched it about a half an hour ago, right before we came on here.
And what was your impression?
I liked it. I was skeptical of what Superdog would would be bringing here.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I agree.
Oh, Spaliers. Oh, I'm sorry, Spaliers. That's right, Alfie.
Yeah.
So,
Spaliers?
Yeah, I don't know if that's James or if that's Alfie, but yeah, Spaliers. Oh, it's all silky. Oh, silky.
It's funny because the dog comes running up. I'm going to Spalier this one. The dog comes running up, and he's jumping like a super hyper dog on Superman, right?
While he's all beat to shit, too.
All beat to shit, right?
Yeah.
They bring him into the Fortress of Solitude, and they're like, he has 14 broken bones, and Krypto like probably broke 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly, jumping on him. Yeah.
No, it was cute. I liked it. Yep.
JS, have you watched it yet?
I have not.
Check it out.
I'm curious about what your thoughts are.
I'm still a little concerned on the tone. I'm not going to lie. I don't need it to be like super dour Snyder-esque, but I don't know that I want this much. I don't know if comedy is the word I'm looking for, but this much kind of like quirkiness to it or whatever. So I'm hoping there's going to be a nice balance between sort of this, where they're obviously having a lot of, they're still even though he's beat up, they're still having a lot of fun with it. The dog jumping all over him, the even kind of quippy remarks from some of the super bots or whatever and stuff. Mm-hmm. That versus some of the, obviously the much more serious fare that you would get from, a world threatening ending Superman movie type thing. I want a bit of more of a balance. So I like the scene. Yes. Does that give me hope that it's going to be the movie I'm looking for?
I'm worried about the whole fact that they're even releasing 5 minutes of the movie at the beginning of another movie. Like, I feel like they do that when it's a movie they're not sure that people will like. So it's like, here's 5 minutes of fun for you to, So I don't know.
See what people say about it, and depending on how that goes, we maybe do some reshoots.
Mm-hmm.
Quite possibly.
Catgirl George says James Gunn tends to be good at that balance, and you're right.
When he gets it right, I agree with you.
Yes.
Right? Like the first Guardians, perfect balance. Mm-hmm. Second Guardians, not perfect balance. Third Guardians, more like the first, better. Maybe not quite as good as the first, but way better than the second. I just find like when he gets it wrong, he gets it really wrong. So I'm hoping that it's
you
know what I mean? I prefer emo Superman, but I feel like it'll be okay balanced to Sid Bunny. Yeah, I mean, I also prefer emo Superman, but I'm a Cavill stan, so it's not like I can't really. It's hard for me to take myself away from God's perfect creature versus whatever we're going to see here from David Cornsweet, which just looks like the Wish version of Henry Cavill. But I mean, hey, maybe he's going to be great. I don't know.
I may be out to lunch here, but for me, and I don't know if I've said this before, and I probably have. I can't say that there was any representation, any version of Superman that we've seen, whether on the big screen or the small screen, that I didn't enjoy. I can't say that any one of them is like, oh, that's tough. I don't like.
Oh, I can.
Which one?
Dean Cain.
I loved Geek Game. I
Did not enjoy Dean Cain at all.
really.
Didn't like the show. Didn't like him as Superman. Terry Hatcher I thought was pretty great, but yeah, did not enjoy Dean Cain at all.
Interesting.
Now, since then, I've seen Dean Cain at like cons and stuff, and he seems to like genuinely like the fans, and he's having fun with his association with him in the role. That's great. Keep doing that. But yeah, I don't know. Temu Superman. Yeah. I don't know if I love. Oh, sorry, Temu. Apparently, I've been saying that word wrong the whole time too.
One of us has been saying it wrong. Anyway.
Yeah, I've definitely been saying it wrong. Yeah, I didn't love Dean Cain. Everybody else though, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it was him specifically, but the show, I loved the show. The show was, yeah, it was a huge hit at that time, right?
At the time,
it was a massive hit of a show. So, yeah, I mean,
and to be fair, I haven't seen enough of Tyler Hoechlin's version to know if it's good or bad, to know if I'd like it or not.
Yeah, I can't say. I hear he's very good.
I've heard the show is very good for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I've seen clips, but I don't know. I'd have to watch more of the show, right?
I've seen clips, and I've seen the early representations of him before he had a show. They launched him
when they did him in Crisis and all that. Jazz, right? Through the whole Arrowverse, I guess they were calling it.
Yeah, so we had seen a little bit of him at that point. You know, I'm a little bit of a fan of his. I mean, he was fantastic in Teen Wolf.
Yes, I never watched Teen Wolf.
Yeah,
the show. I watched the original movie with Michael J. Fox.
No, I'm talking about the show.
Yeah.
He was amazing in that show. And
there, see, Rob, we're good. Temu. We're good, man. Temu.
Yeah, there you go.
Perfect. Moving right along, I'm going to hit you with some quick things here right off the bat. Speaking of Superman, it's been revealed that Nathan Fillion, who appears in the trailer for the Superman film as Green Lantern Guy Gardner, will appear as Guy Gardner on the TV show Lanterns that is in the midst of filming right now. So they are definitely going to be this is a connected universe. He's portrayed the exact same character in the exact same universe on the Lantern show, even though the Lantern show has been said to be very much more serious, much more grounded, like a true detective style show. They're still going to bring Captain Bulkhead in there, and I don't know how much time he's going to have on screen in that show, but it's been confirmed that he will reprise that role on Lantern. So
I thought they were supposed to be different time frames, like different time, like Superman is like in the 60s or 70s, and then Lanterns is supposed to be like current time or something. I mean,
in the Superman trailer, like he goes into a building and there's like a touch screen type thing.
Yeah,
I think it's
okay.
I think it's supposed to be contemporary. Yeah.
Okay.
Beyond the Spider-Verse finally has a date, but I hope you were getting your hopes up because it's going to be a bit, kids. 2027 is when we're going to get Beyond the Spider-Verse. Now they did get some photos released as well, and they did release some. I guess what you would say is some plot devices, not plot devices, but some plot points. I guess you would say. With that release. But yeah, we're not talking until the official release date now is June 4th of 2027. So if you guys know me at all, you know that I absolutely adore the Spider-Verse films. The first one's great. The second one might be my favorite superhero or comic book movie of all time. So I've been very much waiting for the third film to come out, especially since they left us on a goddamn cliffhanger with the second film. So it's a long wait, and we have now a much longer wait to go. So I want them to get it right, and I get it, but Jesus, 2027. Yeah, it's Bunny Bow. Too far. I agree. I know, and I guess they are experimenting with some new, even newer animation techniques to have an even more unique look than the first two films, which already broke a lot of molds and such, but... And Catgirl saying the same thing. Yeah, like I'd rather all the animators have all the time they need to make it, but I'm super excited. I am too. I would just feel a lot better if they didn't end the last one on such a cliffhanger, and now we have to like a 4-year total wait to get the next chapter and what I'm assuming is the closing chapter in this trilogy.
Well, that's kind of the big issue for me, right? It's one thing if you're going to make a trilogy of movies and they're 2, 3, 4, 5 years apart. That's fine. But if you're going to leave us on a cliffhanger,
It's tough.
you can't make a part 1 and a part 2 if part 2 is not going to come for 3 or 4 fucking years. Like, what do you mean? Yeah, that seems weird to me. Usually when studios do that, it's usually when they film movies back to back. So they know they'll be able to release it quick, usually within a year or yeah, it's too long. It's just it's much
Marlene with the heartbreak, yeah, for sure. Like, what are the edging us for? Yeah, I don't know.
makes no sense.
TSBD way too long. We'll have a whole new Spider-Man series by that time. Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've already got the new TV series. I haven't seen Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I don't know if anybody else has either. I heard it.
Good.
I heard it's pretty divisive. Because it's a very specific
really?
animation style. Yeah, and some people are really almost like Clone Wars. Like some people are like jiving really good with the animation style, and some people are like, "This is terrible." But I mean, again, you get spoiled by the Spider-Verse stuff, right? Because the animation style there is so good, and then you're getting another Spider-Man property that's animated and it's not the same. You're like, oh. But I haven't watched it yet, so I don't know. Speaking of Spider-Man, guys, at CinemaCon this past weekend, they released the title for Spider-Man 4 along with the release date, January 31st of 2026. Spider-Man Brand New Day will be the official title for Spider-Man 4. So they are dropping the home from the titles that they did for the first 3 films. It is still going to be a joint production between Sony and Marvel. So it's still going to take place in the MCU. Tom Holland is still Spider-Man. If you remember the end of the 3rd film, he had a brand new suit that he made. And by the way, the whole world has forgotten who he is, who Peter Parker is anyways. Mm-hmm. So nobody knows who Spider-Man is, and nobody even knows who Pete is. So I don't know how they're going to kind of bridge off of that. But
yeah, that was weird how they did that, right? I figured it's one thing that nobody knows who Spider-Man is, but nobody knows who he is at all.
That's right.
Guys, at one time, we snapped half of the population out of existence. So
it's true.
That'll last 20 minutes.
It's true. It won't even be a blink for them. I'm just going to see if, because they're calling it like, I think Tom Holland himself said, not necessarily a soft boot, but a fresh start is what they're calling it, right?
Do whatever they want.
I think that gives them the opportunity to kind of go in any kind of direction they want while still sort of playing around in the MCU universe. And I think it's, from what I understand, it's the only sequel movie that's going to take place between Doomsday and Secret Wars. So I'm
really,
that's what I read. I could be wrong if you look at the release slate. So I think what you're probably going to see in that is a bit of setup for whatever role he's going to play in Secret Wars, right? I think
that's possible,
right? So I think they did it in the comics too. Yes, absolutely. Peter Parker is not real, says Bunny. Yeah, we know. Good old comic book logic. Yeah. I'm more excited that they get to kind of drop all the baggage and kind of rediscover who Pete is and rediscover what it means to be Spider-Man. Like, I'm looking forward to that aspect of it. If it's sort of like almost like the first of a new trilogy where we're still honoring what's come before, but we're not beholden to all that shit, right? Because there's a lot happened over those 3 movies, especially in that last one. If you are a Star Trek fan, by the way, guys, also this weekend, a new teaser trailer dropped for Star Trek Strange New Worlds Season 3.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I missed that.
I don't know how you did, but that just dropped. And I know typically we start talking about Star Trek, our viewership thunders under the earth. So I'm not going to be long on this. All I will say is they're really leaning in this year in it being not only episodic, but having themed episodes. In fact, that's what the trailer really leans into. The trailer literally says, embrace this. It'll be mystery. And then you'll see an episode that is clearly based on like a 1920s, detective noir mystery. And then like embrace magic. And then the next one's like them on a D&D campaign or whatever. So they had some success with it in the first 2 seasons, but it felt like those were just kind of like peppered in. Like that was like a one-off special episode, but the overall show wasn't that. And it looks like they're leaning more heavily into that for this 3rd season, where out of those 10 episodes, you're probably going to see more than just 1 or 2 of them being these heavily themed episodes. But I definitely encourage you guys to check it out. And there's Picard saying, it's I don't want a whole season of the musical episode. No,
but that's how the original series was.
It
right?
wasn't.
One episode was a Western, and one episode was, the Olympians and Greek gods.
Definitely.
And one episode was Like it was every episode was a
But
different.
no, but if you go, mind you, so here's the difference. They had 23 or 26 episodes that they could scatter them throughout.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So you wouldn't have a themed episode every week. They couldn't afford it.
Well, fair enough.
So most of the episodes were just up in space, and then like once every 5 or 6 episodes, they'd have a themed episode. Cool. When you've only got 10, if 8 of them are themed episodes, then are we really making a show anymore, or are we just fucking around doing like fanfic for like a 3rd season, right? So
I mean,
that's all I'm saying. So I'm hoping that we're getting a lot of clips from like 1 or 2 episodes and not like 5 or 6 episodes. Like our boy John here is saying, I don't want a whole season of the musical episode. Neither do I. Right?
Yeah, no, you're right.
But then we got Megan saying, I'm here for the theme. So yeah, man, like it's hey man, different folks. Buddy saying it best too. It would be a nice little treat sprinkled in. See, that's where I'm at, but we'll see what that looks like.
Yeah.
House of the Dragon season 3 just began filming, and we've added a couple of guys to the cast. Tommy Flanagan, who's been in literally, you got him down here, Sons of Anarchy. Tommy Flanagan has been in everything from the beginning of time. It feels like he's been in Hollywood since the 20s. And Dan Fogler from Fantastic Beasts joins the cast. So apparently we're going to see some new Valerian swords. Apparently there's supposed to be, I'm not going to lie to you, season 2 was not great. Especially compared to season 1. Yeah, it was my boy Damon got a lot of screen time, so I like that. But most of his screen time was in some very weird situations. So
yeah, that was bizarre.
Yeah,
there's a lot of bizarre stuff.
Yeah. And then the big meetup between the two of them, first and then second, and the resolutions that they came to. We don't need to go into all that. I'm excited for season 3. I'm hoping they kind of learned from some of the things they did in season 2 that maybe didn't work out. Because that was just not. It was just not. Yeah, ended before the climax. Yeah, started off so well, then right downhill. Yeah, same.
It did end before the climax, and that was the dumbest part of that freaking show. Is that builds up and builds up and
then
builds
just
up
like
and builds up and builds up,
done.
and then the show's over, and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Oh, poor Megan. You shut your filthy whore mouth. Oh, Ed or Megan getting spicy on the podcast. As you can see from all the chat comments, Megan, we are hardly alone in this opinion. Again, if that was here, if the seasons are reversed, if that's the first season and then the second season is the first season, it's way better because then you get all your world building and your character building out of the way in the first season. In the second season, shit starts to come to roost, right?
Yeah.
But they kind of did it in reverse, and I don't know why.
Yeah,
but
I don't.
I'm not a big time Hollywood producer, so what the fuck do I know?
But I thought the season 1 was amazing, and I really enjoy the actors in this show. I've kind of, I mean, like Matt Smith. Let's be honest. I'll watch anything with Matt Smith in it, whether it's good or shit. Right? Like that's
he was easily the best part of Morbius. Let's be fair. He was 100% the best part of Morbius.
You actually watched Morbius?
I did watch Morbius. I was morbidly curious. See what I did there? And Matt Smith is far and away the best part of that movie. It's not even close.
Right.
Yeah.
So
keep your fingers crossed, guys. Obviously, we'd like to be a big hit because we have this giant fucking prop that we're taking around the shows now. Exactly. That's a giant Iron Throne. So everybody, please watch season 3 of House of the Dragon. Tell your friends do the same, and then come get a picture with the Iron Throne. But yeah,
there you go.
It'd be good for us if that was good. I got 2 other quick news items, and then we'll move on. I promise you. Coyote versus Acme. So this is a movie that Warner Brothers shot. That's a blending of live action and animation. That much like with Batgirl, they shot it. They cut it, they got it into post, and then they were like, nope, we're going to take a tax write-off. No one's going to see this film.
So weird. Unlike
Batgirl, they did try to vault it to take the tax write-off, but then I guess some people were like, listen, we put, like, especially Will Forte and John Cena star in the film. So they were like, listen, we put a lot of effort into this film. Like, can we at least try to shop it around and see if instead of like a $30 million tax write-off, if you can sell the film to a distributor for that or more, that's better, right? Because then people get to see it and you still get the money that you're looking to get out of it, the tax write-off. And so they shopped it around, and it looks like they did get somebody to buy it. So we will get a chance to see Coyote versus Acme I don't know if you've seen any details on it. The plot of the film is that the Coyote in cartoon form is suing the Acme Corporation for years of defective products that he's been using trying to catch the Roadrunner.
I'm so in for this.
Will Forte plays his rather inept lawyer trying to make the case, and John Cena plays the head of Acme. So that's like the sort of the basis for it.
I am 100% in for this nonsense.
Now we're going to get to see this film.
To the yes.
Catgirl, Paul Neal. That's, yeah. I think this is going to be good. I think it has the potential to be one of those so good it's so bad it's good type things. Yes, Catch Up Entertainment bought it. Yeah. I didn't want to say Catch Up Entertainment because as soon as I said that, people will be like, is there really a studio or distribution out there called Catch Up Entertainment? Yes, it is called Catch Up Entertainment. There is. Yes. So the Looney Tunes brand itself is having a hard time at the moment. Max just took all of the Looney Tunes stuff pre-1995 off of their service, their streaming service. Yeah, and they just demolished on the lot. They just demolished the original building that housed all that stuff too. So I don't know if they're just at a point now where they want to make it strictly for a modern audience, and they want to like make it contemporary stuff. But it just seems like anything Looney Tunes related, they're just not into promoting it anymore. Is
it a Warner Brothers thing, right? Like Warner Brothers, we've been talking about for a couple of weeks now. Like they're just
on the
verge. They're just like dive bombing. Like it's just nuts.
They have IPs that they want to focus on, and believe it or not, Looney Tunes is one of the IPs that they want to have some level of focus on. But I think they want to move it into a contemporary, a new generation type thing, kind of like what they did with, Tiny Toon Adventures and all that jazz. Like try to make it for a newer audience, right? So, and I think that means for them to do that appropriately, they're trying to jettison some of the old stuff. But
we need to get some Animaniacs back.
It's time for Animaniacs. Finally, I didn't want to end this on a sad note, but we do have to talk about Val Kilmer at the very tender age of 65 has passed away. I haven't seen details yet. I know he was already sick with the throat cancer and everything else.
Pneumonia.
It was pneumonia. Okay,
that's what I read. Yeah.
Yes. So Val Kilmer, obviously, by the way, it depends on who you are. Like for people that are really big into music, on their feeds, it was like star of The Doors, Val Kilmer played Jim Morrison or whatever. And of course, on my feed, it's obviously like star of Batman Forever, Val Kilmer is. So it kind of depends on how you interfaced with Val Kilmer, or he was Iceman for you in Top Gun, or the Ghost in the Darkness, or the Saint, or like however you, or the other.
So good in that. It was a shit movie, but he was so good in that.
The other one that I've been seeing a lot, of course, is his Doc Holliday from Tombstone, which he stole that entire movie out from everybody with his performance in that film. It was so good.
Yeah.
So yes, unfortunately, the great Val Kilmer has passed on. Again, I get one last connection, I guess I would say too, is it was sort of he participated in Robert Downey Jr.'s sort of first big comeback movie before Iron Man, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, which if you haven't checked out, is another fantastic movie. Mad Mardigan, absolutely for sure. Yeah, that's seen a lot of love for Val on the socials there in the last few days.
He had a cameo in Maverick, I think. Probably his last on-screen appearance.
Yes, they did have to. He can't speak anymore, so they did have to digitally make a voice for him based on like his voice previously, based on some stuff that they put through AI and such shit. But yeah, see, kids, sometimes the AI can be good. I know we all absolutely fucking hate AI right now, but sometimes, every now and then, it's not good for every application, but sometimes it could be a good thing. And in this case, it gave a guy to finally have a version of his own voice coming out of his mouth for his final role on film. I'll take that, man. If that's what we're going to use it for, fine. I'm all right with that. Almost nothing else, but that's pretty cool. So Heat is another classic. Brother, we could sit here, Andre, for the next 30 minutes talking about amazing Val Kilmer movies, but I knew we had to talk about it at the very least. So yeah. Anyways, that's it for the news, guys. Obviously, like every other week, if you've got news items that you think we should be talking about, please message us or let us know, and we will be happy to cover that news item. Please try to make sure it is somehow geek or geek adjacent, so that we're not just like, we're not going to talk about politics. We're not going to talk about anything that's going to like get real divisive and stupid. It's all going to be somehow geek related.
Not like a top 10 or anything. Yeah.
No, not like a top 10 or anything. Which, by the way, we haven't done a top 10 in a while either. We have to.
We got to do one of those. We got to do one of those.
Anyways,
I'll-
that is the news.
Yeah, and it's not time for a top 10. It is
No.
time, however, for community news.
Community news.
I'd like to point out.
It doesn't get old, man. It does not
This
get old.
weekend, we were talking about that segment, and Rob did it again, and it sounded exactly the same as it did in that recording of the segment. Like he produced it completely exactly like it. You hear it right there in your cans or however you're listening to that. Fantastic.
Yeah, I'll be signing autographs at the next one, and donations. I'll do it live for you. Okay, we got a few pieces of news I want to talk about here before we get into our Game Expo chat. Forgive me if I butcher this and keep me honest in the chat. April 19th, big day, lots of things going on. First up, Capes and Chaos, the super group of cosplayers that we saw at Toronto Game Expo, with many of them here in the chat. They'll be at CompassCon Leaside, along with, I believe, Harley from repping Toronto Game Expo there in a big way. Capes and Chaos, I think, are doing a DC Villains thing that day. And then after that, there is a charity photo shoot hosted by Guardians of Hope at Vintage Light Studios. They are collecting supplies for women and children in need. They're looking for things like toys, clothes, blankets, new makeup, personal care, gift cards. This photo shoot will be supported by a few photographers: Solo 2 Photography, our boy Rotide Media, MDQ Briones, and Andrew Taking Photos are the 4 photographers that I know confirmed for this photo shoot. They're gonna be there for a few hours, having snacks and music and a good old time, collecting a bunch of things for good cause, for charity. So if you are available and that's in your neighborhood, April 19th, you should check that out. That's everything for April 19th. The next thing I want to talk about coming up here 1 month from now.
Shit, it's already just a month away. It's exactly a month away.
So exactly a month away. Star Wars Day, May the 4th on the 3rd. At the London Brewing Co-op, the Geeks & Co. Star Wars Day. Yay! Why don't you boys tell us what's going on with this year's Star Wars Day? And I actually have a couple of last year's brews here to show off.
Nice.
Yeah, well, we're bringing the beer back.
Yep.
Or I should say London Brewing Co-op is bringing the beer back. So if we start at the top, Star Wars Day, May the 4th on May the 3rd for the 3rd edition of Star Wars Day. That was the first beer. That was the first year's honey lager. It was good, but it was a very small batch, a prototype batch, prototype labeling. It was all just, let's try it out and see how it does. It sold out in 4 hours.
4 hours.
4 hours, yeah.
Yeah, so that was pretty neat. And then the second year, they made a new beer, which is the Twin Suns. Now, I made that. Well, I think it's a gorgeous label. And,
Hold on, let me just pat myself on the back here. I think you should have gone the other way. I think that's a gorgeous label. By the way, I made that.
Yeah, gorgeous label. So I made that, and that one sold out in 3 hours. Actually, they made a much bigger batch. I know we say this almost every week now. Much bigger batch. It sold out in 3 hours.
Yes.
So
I gotta say, pause on this beer for a second.
Yeah.
I think at least me, and I think a few other people, when we first started, it was a light lemon lager. Everybody, I went, really? This beer was fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Great beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Twin Suns was amazing.
Yeah. Even non-beer drinkers were coming up to us afterwards, and they were like, this is like one of the nicest drinking beers I've ever had. And if you guys weren't there, because we are going with it again, and I even think the name lends itself to how well it did too. Like Twin Suns is like kind of the perfect name for what we did, especially with the lemon gimmick or whatever. It tastes like a nice light Mexican beer that already has the lemon or the lime in it, like a Corona or something like that. It's very smooth. It's very easy. It's a spring beer. It's just sitting on a patio, a little bit hot, but not terrible. Having a nice beer, and it's not one of those like craft beers where it's like 9% and you have like half of 4 ounces and you're like, ooh, I'm buzzed. Like you can knock a few of these back and just start to feel like you're having a good time. You know what I mean? So It was
Yeah,
the greatest thing
everybody
ever.
in the chat is saying it. That it was
Yeah.
yummy.
And so it is the same beer this year, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, correct.
But if you hold up the can,
Yep.
so there will be a way to tell.
Oh yeah, but do we want to say just in case it
Yes.
doesn't
No, we
happen?
absolutely do want to say 100%.
Yeah.
So it's going to be the same label, but the can's going to be black.
Yeah, it's a black can. And just as a caveat here, when I designed that label, it was supposed to be a black can. They
That's
just
correct.
weren't able to get it done. So that's why they used the label on a regular can.
Mhm.
I can't wait to see how it looks on a black can because that's what it was designed to be.
And this way, you'll be able to tell the difference between the 2024 brew and the 2025 brew is it
Correct.
will be in different cans. And they're making a little more than twice as much for us this time.
Correct.
So last time we had 15 cases of Tall Boys
Mhm.
and 70 liters. And this time they're talking a yield of between 32 and 35 cases, and then at least twice as much on the yield on the keg side.
Yeah.
And then just a quick reminder too is 50 cents from every can. It's only the can sales. 50 cents from every can of beer goes to the charity that we're supporting through Dad Club London. It's Ronald McDonald House Charity. So yeah, buy the cans. And I'll tell you guys, yeah, so it'll probably sell it by 7. Andre, I'll tell you guys the same thing I told you last year. If you want cans to take home, get there early and buy them immediately. Do not wait.
No.
I don't care how many cans they have. If they'd had 35 cases last year, they all would have went too. They're all going to go. I will guarantee you that. Make sure you get your cans as soon as you can. I don't care if you get there at 2, buy your cans, leave, and come back later for the event.
Yeah.
You got to do something, man, because you're not going to get them if you show up at 9 o'clock looking for cans, or you show up early and you wait.
And
they're going to be gone.
you have to remember they have a good crowd of regulars that shows up there throughout the whole day on Saturday, right? They come to pick up their beer like they would instead of going to the beer store. They go to LBC and they pick out the beer that they want. And all of a sudden, ooh, it's Star Wars Day. Ooh, look at all the cosplayers. Picture. Ooh, Star Wars beer. Let me grab one of those.
Yeah.
Right. So
I was amazed because I was there early because I had to make sure I got the vendors in and get them set up. So I was there at 1 o'clock and they're already open and their regulars are coming in. I couldn't believe how many the event hasn't even started yet. How many of their regulars were grabbing 6 packs of those Twin Suns?
yeah, it sold very well. Well, clearly it sold out in 3 hours. So
Yes.
it's
And by the way, guys,
literally-
too, it has not been made since.
No, that's right.
It is exclusive to this one-day event that they do for us in conjunction with the charity.
Yeah,
So you can only get it on May the 3rd. And once it's gone,
it's gone.
it's gone.
Well, they are talking about potentially putting it up for sale on the website ahead of time.
Yes, doing a pre-release. I'm actually I'm going to talk to them. I'm a little bit worried.
Our
about
logo,
that.
we got to get a
Yeah.
royalty bill.
Yeah, my only concern is it's already going to sell so fast. Anyways, I'm kind like I hope whatever they do is like a very limited batch that you can get as a way to promote the event like a week before. But
yeah,
I'll try to leave some for you guys, says Tiffany. I'm going to be there like super early, Tiffany. So don't you worry about that. We are changing a couple things around this year, by the way. Last year we had a live band. We're not doing the live band this year.
no.
We jettisoned that idea. It just didn't kind of fit the vibe. Didn't really go with what we were doing. So this year instead, we're going to do cosplay karaoke. Going to start around 6:30. We're going to have a proper karaoke host. They do karaoke at this venue every Monday. It's queeroke. So we're going to do. Oh Jesus!
In the lonely world.
I may have.
In a train
I may have-
going anywhere.
I may have made a giant mistake. I'm so sorry.
Oh, we're gonna have fun, buddy. We are gonna have fun, guys. If you didn't come the first or the second year, you're not gonna want to miss this one because this one's gonna be a good one. We're adding more vendors this year.
We're adding different vendors this year, so not everybody could come back. So we are having vendors again this year, slightly different setup, but still in the back of the venue, we're going to have a bunch of different vendors. Some of the vendors are coming back, don't get me wrong, but some of them aren't. So we're going to have a nice little, I did offer it to all the vendors from last year first. And then some of them were like, oh, I've got other things or whatever. So
Do you have any spots left or is it all sold out now?
I actually technically have 3 spots currently available. I am still kind of trying to hold on to one from our friends at TVX. If you're watching this, guys, we'd love to have you back. I've yet to hear back from them. So I technically have 2 spots open. So if anybody knows anybody or is looking to vend at this event, our good Andrew Sachs, friend Andrew Saxon is going to vend at the event. Anybody else that you know that might want to vend, send them my way. I'm handling all the vendor stuff because I'm the only one local to London. It makes sense for me to be the one to do it. because as you guys know too, that day is also free comic book day. So
It
much
is.
like we did last year, we're going to start the day off going downtown to help promote the event, and then go back to London Brewing Co-op. I got to make sure I'm there early enough so that the vendors can get in and get all set up. Because some of the vendors have like a little little table to set up, but some of them have like the one vendor bought 2 spaces and is going to have everything kind of spread out in their area for all the things they're doing. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, he's got he's got framed prints of various sizes, and he's going to have a lot of different sci-fi prints and everything else, like Star Wars, Star Trek, all already framed up and glassed up. So he just needs space to be able to display them and such.
Right.
So especially when he heard it was going to be for charity, he's like, yeah, give me 2 spaces, that way I can spread out and do more. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah, doing the bingo again. Bingo, karaoke. The food truck, the same food truck will be back. We've already spoken with them. Chow is the food truck. It was fucking fantastic. By the way, we cleaned that fucker up too. I think he was done by like 8:30. Hopefully he'll have more food this time. Yeah, it should be a great time, guys. It's a free event. It's all ages as well. So come on out. The event officially starts at 3, but the place opens at like 11:30. So you can show up early if you want. Like I said, get your beer if you can. It should be a really good time. There is one event happening before that, though, at the end of this month. CK Expo is going on in about 3 weeks from now. That's going to be at the John D. Bradley Center. I'm heavily involved in that. Midlife cosplayer, boy Richard, is going to be there as well. He's one of the cosplay judges. He and I are actually sharing a room for the weekend, so I'm sure that's going to be a disaster waiting to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So April, I think it's 25th, 26th, or 26th, 27th, something like that. 26th, 27th. By the way, that is run by my good friend Robert Bellamy, and it is a nonprofit event. So all the proceeds from that event go to Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Chatham Kent. So it's another charity.
He has made it 2 days now.
And it's 2 days. They went last year was their 10th anniversary. They did 2 days for the first day for the first time last year, and it went over huge. So they're going to do 2 days again. CK is a great Constance Dean. Yeah, it's fantastic. I may have to come out, Bunny Bow. I'm from Oakville, so I'm close enough. We had so many people come in from out of town for that Star Wars event. We had people coming from Buffalo and Michigan. We had people like from all over come for that Star Wars. And if you've got a Star Wars cosplay, fantastic. You don't have to do that to come, right? Just come. Hell, I don't care if you want to like wear Harley. Like it doesn't matter. Wear anything you want.
Yeah, even if you want to get in cosplay,
doesn't matter.
It's not Star Wars.
But you don't have Star Wars. I don't care. Just come.
Yeah,
just come.
Are we getting kicked out of the hotel or what, Jeff? Absolutely, Richard. We're getting kicked out of that hotel. 100%. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. We'll have fun at CK. That's one's for CK Expo, right? So CK Expo first, and then it'll be May the 4th on May the 3rd, right after that.
Dean says red shirt Star Trek. I mean, hey, why not? I mean, I'm surprised that this is our 3rd year and nobody has so far showed up in a Star Trek uniform.
I would love for somebody to drop a landing party at the Star Wars Day. Yeah. I would love that.
Yeah, that'd be hilarious.
If Catwoman is happening, yeah, do it.
You're up, buddy. You we're gonna hold you to it.
Hell yeah. I guess we should start talking about Toronto Game Expo.
We've been on
for 48 minutes.
Yeah. Well, the last thing is we were at Toronto Game Expo. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, bye.
It was a good time. See you guys later. Stay geeky, everybody.
Those dicks. I'm never tuning in again.
We were at Game Expo this weekend.
We were.
What a fantastic con. I want to say little con because it's not like a Toronto Comic Con or a Fan Expo or nothing to that level, obviously. But man, fantastic con, busy as hell all weekend. I mean, I want to say this.
I'm gonna bring my mom to the Star Wars event. Hell yeah!
There you go.
Bring your mom. Bring your dad. Bring your kids. Bring anybody.
Everybody.
Bring them.
Bring
everybody. Go ahead. TG.
We are potentially gonna have. Should I spoil it? No, maybe we should wait.
No, that one we'll hold on to.
Wait. Maybe we should wait. Yeah, you're not gonna want to miss Star Wars Day. I'm just
you really
saying,
aren't.
If you're able to come and you don't, you're an idiot. I'm gonna say it right now.
You're an idiot. You're an idiot.
Way to appeal to our base, JS.
Yeah.
Where was I going with
You're
this?
an idiot.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Toronto
You're
Game
an idiot
Expo.
is what it is,
I
sir. What are you
am.
talking
I
about?
totally
Holy
am. I
shit.
totally am.
Toronto Game Expo that we
Yes.
just did this past weekend.
Toronto Game Expo. So give us your thoughts. So Jeff, what did you think of the weekend before we get into the specifics?
Like every single con, like there's always good and bad at every single con, right?
Mhm.
The lay so I will say this, and they've already revealed this too, by the way, thankfully, but the layout had some challenges, and I think most of the challenges are based on that particular building that we're in, because the stage is at the building is long way, and the stage is at like the far end of the long piece of the building. So getting sound out to the entire place is a challenge. It simply cannot be done, and the in-house sound is Jokesville. So that's a challenge. And then just the general setup, like where the celebs were kind of in the back left corner. If you're standing on the stage and you're looking out in the back left corner, it did make it a little more challenging for them to try to generate some traffic in that particular area, because they were so kind of like tucked away there.
Well, they were by
me.
the exit.
Although that was the front,
Yeah.
was it not? Like the end?
I mean, kind of, because I think there were a couple that, like, that's where the washrooms were. Just talking with Matt Taylor, who was literally right beside the door. He's like, people are coming in and out of there, not even kind of like really realizing we're here. Like they're just coming back to use the bathroom and then going out again. Like it's not necessarily like a throughput area.
Mhm.
It's they're kind of veering off before they get to us to go to the bathroom and then just heading back into the con. They're not really getting a chance to interact with us much. Excuse me. But other than some extraordinarily minor quibbles, I thought the con went off without a hitch. I thought it was brilliantly run, brilliantly done. All of the guests were engaging with the folks. They were all nice enough to come up and talk to us live on stage. Each one of them had their own take on that experience that I thought was fantastic. Like, obviously we already know our boy Matt, and we got to have some fun with the whole Man Crush thing. Stephanie is just so much personality and brings so much life and vitality to when she's talking. And then, of course, no one's cooler than Frederick B. Owens, man. That guy is cool as a fool.
The voice on that, man.
Oh, my goodness gracious. And then John St. John is such a character and has such great stories to tell, and is so engaging with the audience. And he's doing all his voices that he's so known for. And you would think after, like, Duke Nukem came out 30 years ago, and that brother's still up on stage doing Duke Nukem voices for fans. Like, that's pretty good. Most guys at that page would be like, don't you ever make me do that voice again. I hate it. I've been doing it for 30 years, but it seemed like he couldn't wait to do it. Thanks. Your interviews were great. Thanks, man. Yeah, it was run so very well. The different panels were great. The trivia that Corky and Moon Expel and Reed ran was fantastic and very engaging. People were loving it, screaming and hollering and laughing the whole time. I don't know, man. Like, to me, it's hard to get everything that right over a 2-day event like that. And other than a very minor specific issue that happened with the after party, once we got that all sorted out, the after party was fantastic. So I think we got very lucky with everything. And especially, I think we, as the Geeks & Co., as sort of the hosts, getting to work with Queen Harleen in particular, and our stage director, Anna, to keep the show on time and moving well, to redecorate the stage as it needed for the different things that were happening up there, us getting all the audio and the lighting and everything set up. So many different things could have gone badly wrong.
I was
didn't.
We nailed the time on everything.
Yeah. I was worried about.
No, everything was on time.
I realized that. Oh wait, like so we're responsible for basically like the whole deal, right? Like, man, if Anna and Harleen weren't there, like we would.
No, Anna and Megan were godsends. There's no question there.
We wouldn't have been able to do it. Period.
Yeah.
They had a great team.
Yeah.
No, 100%. And by the way, I've already messaged Anna on this, and of course I've probably told Megan this a million times. And Megan, if I hadn't told you this, let me tell you now, since you're watching, I would work with either of you, and both of you again in a heartbeat. You guys were fantastic to work with. And I just felt it went really well. And I like that there was still like a little bit of everything for everybody too. Like, it wasn't strictly a game expo. Like, there was games to play and games to buy and such, but obviously there's a huge anime contingent there as well with a lot of the vendor stuff. And then Capes and Chaos and us were kind of bringing some of that geeky, comic booky type thing, that nerdy stuff that we can bring to an event too. I thought it went really good. Had the best group there. Yeah, Tiffany's saying, yeah. So
I think it goes without saying that. I mean, if you just look at the long line of cosplay guests that they had, including us and Capes and Chaos, it this is a con that really wants to and understands that cosplay is a part of these cons. It's a part of that experience that when people come to these cons that they expect, but that they want to be able to interact with, right? You want to go to these shows and meet your favorite characters and take pictures with them, and it's kind of a part of the experience, and it feels like they really want to push that, and that's amazing. It's amazing for what we do, and it's amazing for the community, and it's amazing for everybody that's in the hobby, because we've got cons that actually want us there, unlike other cons that feel sometimes like they don't give a crap about the hobby, right? And I get it, it's a hobby, right? Let's not be fools, right? It's a hobby for most of us anyway. It's a hobby. But yeah, these guys, they're really, I don't know, they're really wanting to push that forward, and everybody this weekend did a great job. The group of cosplayers that they picked, I mean, if you walk down that cosplay line, it was amazing. It was amazing. Not everybody wants to be featured at the big shows, but let me tell you something. This is where the features were.
I spent more money than I thought I would. Got my first tabletop game console. Hey, man.
There you go.
My son was desperate for an N64, a working N64, and he had a list of games that he wanted for it too. And every fucking game he listed was a top level game that was like super expensive. But I managed to find him a working N64 with all the cables and cords. It was in great shape. I got him one of the games he asked for, which was the Keem game that he wanted, which he's already beaten and got 100% on. So now we have to. Now he and I are going out this weekend trying to hunt down another game for him so he can play it. So, yeah, lots of moving parts. There were, and that invites disaster. That invites hardship. That invites things to go wrong. And it just seemed like during the show, just nothing went wrong. And that's a testament to the group of people that you surround yourself with, the guests, the panelists, the hosts, the stage directors, the manager, everybody, right? Like everybody pulled their weight top to bottom. Nobody went over their time.
Everybody was invested.
100%.
Right. You could tell that people were doing this because they were invested and they want to do this, right? This is a thing for them, right? And it was for all of us, and it made for a fantastic. I think it made for a fantastic show, and not because we were so heavily involved, but it just, yeah, it was.
Well, and then there was this
favorite cons we've had in a long time.
Did you see that fucking prop at that stupid like Nerds and Company fucking booth that was there?
Oh, I know, right?
Did you see that prop that was there? That apparently like just some rando dude just like built in his house on a whim, and then like figured out how to like make it all in pieces, and then just like bring it there, and then sets it up in like, I'm not joking, 5 minutes it was set up. Like once we had the pieces in, it's just like base, boom, boom, boom. Put some swords on the top. Take a picture. Hey guys, it's done. What do you mean it's done?
It's quicker to set up than the pillars.
The Iron Throne. This was a chance for the geeks to debut the Iron Throne of Westeros that Rob the builder there painstakingly built in his home over the past, I don't know how many months.
Took about 2 months.
About 2 months.
It's one of those things we've talked about for a few years, like how cool would it be? How cool would it be? And then one day, we should do that for March.
Yeah.
And famously, Jeff was like,
"There's
no fucking way you can build that by March." And I'm like,
by the way,
here, I'll be right back.
I've said it before and I'll say it again. I didn't think you could build it at all. It's not even like I was saying. I know the thing I said by March, but I'm like, this motherfucker's not. There isn't another one in the entire region that's this level. It's like I've been to more shows than these two guys have been to combined for twice as long as they've been doing shows. And I'm telling you now, I've never seen this prop to this level at any show that I've been to. So who's that nerd?
Oh, look at that handsome
terrible,
with the
terrible. But the chair is dope as shit. Like the level of detail on it, the fact that you can sit on it. Like not only Did I like Matt Taylor, who's like 6'7", probably goes like a good 280, 290. He sat on it, and then I sat on his lap on it. That thing didn't budge, man. Like that shit is solid. Like that's not going anywhere.
It's a culmination of many years now of doing this, knowing what works and doesn't work, and having to build it, knowing that like thousands of people will sit on it over the next couple of years.
Well, it wasn't just that, right? Like when we went into this, we knew ahead of time this needs to fit through doors. It needs to fit in a trailer. Like we need to be able to move it around. Like,
but people need to be able to sit on it. It needs to be sturdy enough.
Right.
And it needs to accommodate like all body sizes, right?
Look at that stud. You shush right now. Buddy's saying it though, like the Iron Throne is such a flex. Know that all the expectation is on you now. Well, I'll tell you what, buddy, we're going to be milking that Iron Throne for a while. Like, don't be thinking it's just going to be like next show we're going to have this next great giant huge crazy prop. No. We're going to be working that throne for quite some time. Like that's a choice prop, and like I said, it's the only one I've seen in the region. So.
Although building things for me is sort of an addiction. So if you have other ideas what you want me to build next.
Well, we always have ideas. Bridge of the Star Trek Enterprise, anybody? No. I'm just kidding.
I mean,
that won't draw the same way. That won't draw the same way. No, I know.
No, we got to draw.
No. It's got to be a draw. I know. I get it. It's got to be interactive and all that shit. But
let me just correct everybody. It's not a chair. Okay, it's not a chair. It's a throne.
It's a goddamn throne. Although you know what, I had a thought. You guys weren't there, but as we were tearing down at the end of the night, we had just the base chair at that point, and we had it on wheels, and Rob sat in it. And then we wheeled him out of the con. So what I'm thinking is we leave that giant base. We put the wheels underneath, and we offer like people like the ultimate Iron Throne experience where they get to sit in the chair, and we'll wheel them once around the con in our Game of Thrones cosplay, saying like "Make way for the king" or "Make way for the queen" or whatever. And it'd be fantastic. But a dragon, build a giant dragon head above. Make a dragon for it.
I am not gonna lie. I've been thinking
dragon right now. And,
there
you go.
So I can scale it up nice and large. So
there you go.
Yeah. I was actually talking with I don't know if I should be saying these things. I was talking with our friend Aaron from Married Makers. And
as you should.
That might be something that could potentially, maybe at some point, sometime, be in the works.
I was dying he didn't wave like the queen he should have. Yes, I agree. Hello, as we're wheeling him through. Yeah. One guy I do want to have a shout out for, though, for the con in particular, too, was Justin at Rotide Media. He was offering
showing one of his pictures.
Yeah, he was offering free photos. Justin is a guy that normally charges for his sessions because he's very, very good at what he does. But he was there officially as the official photographer for Toronto Game Expo. So he was doing free smoke machine. That's a good idea. Can I get a smoke machine?
They don't like it.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Unless you got I've seen the little ones, right?
Yeah, no, but you're right. Yeah, that'd be pretty bad.
But just no time to respect.
Yes.
Have problems with authorities.
So. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, as we found out. Rotide is a king. I agree, Nye. I agree. He did a really, really amazing job. Hey, everyone recovered is saying Saphira. No, boy, howdy. I mean, kind of. Yeah. We're just talking about Rotide. By the way, every time you see Rotide, make sure you go like Roll Tide. Make sure you hit him with that because he fucking hates that so much. He was doing free photo shoots all weekend. So the photos themselves have not been officially released yet. We're waiting on word from Toronto Game Expo because he was there at their behest doing these free photo shoots to kind of give us the green light. But we can give you a sneak peek at some of the photos that he took. I can stand and vape in the back. Does that kind of slow fog machine? Yes, but only if it smells like cotton candy. Don't give me any of this bullshit where it's like, it's got to smell good. That's all I'm saying. I like cotton candy. I like vanilla. Make it smell nice. There we go. Now I'm on the right account, Sphere. So you're seeing some of Justin's work that he had set up at the booth that he had throughout the day. These are some of the solo shots. There's my friend Laura in her CSGO stuff. And then, of course, our good friend, Sheer Creations. We've had on the podcast before. She has 2 different Cylons. That's the gold. She also has the silver. I think she and I are going to have a day where we do the gold and silver together. So that's going to be pretty cool.
That's dope. I love the freaking Cylons.
Yep.
Again, we can't. Don't bother asking. We can't download these. We don't. They require a pin to download these, and we don't have the pin yet. But Justin did give us permission to, at the very least, scroll through these and show you guys some of these shots. So,
by the way, I'd also like to point out, I must have grabbed like a good 10 to 12 boxes of that Katie and brought it back to the booth, and you bastards took every single one of those. I didn't get
they all
one of those boxes. You took all of my boxes. You took all of my monster drinks. You took all of my food.
Yeah, they ended up here.
There were 10,000 boxes. Would you like to know how many boxes your boy got? 0.
Well, you know.
How many boxes did you guys go home with? 87?
I got about like 10 of them.
This is bullshit. It's my good friend Erica there as her Melisandre to go with our Game of Thrones theme. So,
which, by the way, I do appreciate everybody who did come up and dress up in a Game of Thrones costume.
Yes.
I do
100%.
Stephanie, that we interviewed on stage. I love how she's got the fan over the bump. That's fantastic.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even realize that. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Pretty great.
And then there are a couple group shots here.
Natasha was all with us for most of the day, for both days too. She was helping out. She was fantastic. That day she was Melina. She was doing a lot of work in the Shy Guy on the Sunday. That was also Natasha. So the Helldivers guys, our good buddy Mike Kukabro Photo, who we've worked with in the past. I've worked with a ton over the years. He was one of the Helldivers. I think he was bringing that up for the first time. He was very, very geeked about it. Yeah. And it looked dope as shit.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, who are those losers?
Look at that.
Me just staring longingly up at Matt Taylor.
Oogling at Matt Taylor.
2 little guys in a giant.
Just 2 little guys in a giant, yeah.
I
gotta
6,
say,
7.
That lighting job we did.
Yeah, I think
brilliant.
we need more lights. I think we need a little bit brighter light on the front. But overall, it was way better than last year, because last year was just too dark on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
And the backlighting completely changed the ambiance of the stage presence, right? Like, look at that. Yeah. I mean, the colors made it more like a stage thing rather than just a school play, if that makes sense. Right?
I agree.
And then, of course,
the most dysfunctional family ever.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my wife and my wife's advisor, who's also my niece. Not the advisor, my wife, because that's not weird
at all.
Not even a little bit. Some of the cosplayers that joined us. So Cottage Cosplay, Valerian Witch, Ms. Chantel, and our lovely friend Nada. We're all in. They all showed up for the big meetup, just to really help us show off the throne. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. What are you kidding me? Don't quit showing that loser. No, go back to the other one. The other one was way better. That one's way better too. Yeah, don't put me in that sandwich because I'm terrible. Oh, that one I actually like a little bit better where I'm looking down.
That's a great shot.
That's
Nada.
Nada, yep.
It's giving my wife and her girlfriend. Yeah. I need a Game of Thrones cosplay. Yes, Richard, you do. I agree. And with all your work with the silicone, I'm picturing the Hound for you, actually. I think that would work out really, really well for you.
The Hound, that's the one with all the scarred face, right?
That's right. I've wanted to do the Hound for years, but Richard would absolutely do it justice for sure. So, yep, I could see it. I mean,
hey, mountain cosplay, but I couldn't pull it together in time.
Dude, you do whatever cosplay you want. I just think you'd make it really good.
Yeah.
So you almost had 30K boxes. I know. I wish you had, because then I might have gotten like one. I don't know. One would have been great.
Maybe.
They stole all my snacks. Guys, they stole all my snacks.
Hey, listen.
Every last one of my snacks.
I have a bag over here.
Yeah, you stored your snacks in my
sir. Every time I brought anything out, your wife put it away in your stuff because she didn't want anything out. And I was like, I know I had like this. So where is this? And I'm like going through my stuff. I don't see it. And they're like, oh, is this yours here in my cooler? I'm like, yes, it's mine in your cooler. And then at the end of the day, I'm driving home. I'm actually on the phone with Megan because we're both driving at the same time and we're both tired. I'm like, I don't think I have any. I didn't see. I thought it was in my. It's not. Where's all my food? And that's when I messaged you. I'm like, I bet you $20 that she checked it with your stuff.
Rob has
100%. Yeah.
Well, I only have half of it now.
Hopefully it gets eaten well.
I'm like, ooh, M&Ms.
So if you see me at the next con, whatever that's going to be, whether you're coming for Star Wars Day or you're coming, if you have any boxes of those Mario KD, my son loves Mario. Please bring me some of those boxes of KD. I would absolutely love to have it because I did not get one box because someone honked all the boxes. Anyways, guys,
I ended up with all the KD.
No, I know you did. I brought back 12 of those boxes to the booth, and you took them all. You savage. I super did. Super did. We should point out too. So they've, like they did after the spring, the fall show, they announced the spring show. After this spring show, they've already announced the fall show. So the dates are up on their social media. If someone wants to pull that up really quickly, and more importantly, we are moving to a new venue. So we're still going to be in the complex in the exhibition, but we're going to be moving to the Better Living Center, which apparently is a much bigger venue.
November 22nd and 23rd.
Mark it on your calendars, guys. Again, we would obviously love to have. I told Tob, whoever Tob is, that was your snack bag. That's not on me. Rob. I was given a bunch of boxes from Megan. Yeah, probably all mine. That's fine. I'm just busting your guys' balls. They were free boxes of craft dinner. I'm not really that bent about it. Yeah, November, guys. Be there and be square. I'm hoping we get to have another chance to host and do the things that we did for these past two shows. We love working with this team and these group of people. And I think the way everything went, I not to toot our own horn, but I think they'd be pretty foolish not to have us back. So let them know. You want your Geeks to go back to be running the show up there on the stage, and
I hope so. I'm already brainstorming some new ideas.
Right? Yeah. Bring your A game to this con for sure, because it's growing every single time it comes out. People all podcasts long. People are like, oh yeah, like go to these smaller cons. This con's not that small anymore. I mean, I don't know what the final tally of ticket sales was for this 2-day event, but whoo, Nelly.
Yeah, it's not a small con at all anymore. I'm just looking at the Better Living Center now, and it looks like it's quite a bit bigger. I mean, it's not as big as the Intercare Center because that's just massive.
Yeah,
that's probably bigger than MTCC, but this looks like it might be about the size of the North Building. So, it's could be a big one. So, and let's be honest, I think that I have heard some feedback, and I'm not going to point any fingers, and I don't want to name people because that's not my place to say. And if those people want to fill out the vendor form, there is a vendor feedback form, by the way, that did go out. So if they want to fill that vendor feedback form and give the feedback there, that's fantastic. There are some people that weren't super happy with their space, where they were located, the amount of space that they had, the number of booths and exhibitors and vendors and etc. I heard that comment from. I think a lot of those things were a little bit of growing pains. I think the show has grown so fast and this big so fast has been a little bit not challenging per se, but I mean, they're trying to do what they can, right? Like it's one of those things where you've grown so much and you're trying to stack as many people in there as you can, and then you got idiots like the Geeks who take over a whole system of your con. I mean, what are you gonna do, right?
Your favorite idiots, the Geeks and Company.
Yeah. So I mean, I think that space was at a premium, and I think they know that, and that's why they want to make it bigger, because they want to be able to have more people and more things, and
yeah, it is in the official. Tiffany saying, wasn't that recalled? I think initially the rumor was that they were going to be going to the Intercare Center. That is not the case. It's going to be the Better Living Center. That was in the announcement that came out, if I'm not mistaken.
It's the Better Living Center,
not Better Living Center. Yeah.
The Intercare Center is ginormous. It's where they have the Royal Winter Fair. I cannot imagine that they would do a convention in there. Like, this is where they have horse shows, right? Like it's.
Yeah, you know it. Queen Harleen, she's deeply involved with the show, much more so than we are, and she's saying you know it. So yes, it looks like we are going to be at the Better Living Center. Someone, TSBD saying, Road Tide's first day was a little tight, second day is better. Yes.
Yeah.
He ended up moving down to where all the craft dinner was before we cleared it all out, and I got none. Have I mentioned that?
JS
yeah. He was in a much better area the second day for sure. But even still, like he killed a wagon full of looted craft dinner. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the November show, guys. We keep calling this a small con. I don't really think it's a small con anymore. It's getting to be one of the bigger cons in the region. So, I mean, it's not Toronto Comic Con or Fan Expo, but nothing is, right? Like, it's like we're definitely starting to get up to like London Comic Con, Niagara Falls Con. We're getting up to those levels and those numbers, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. We're just going to keep growing, and now we'll have a whole new building to grow into that's much bigger than the building that we're in now. 10,000 people. So
10,000
that's almost
people?
Wow.
10,000. That's almost twice as many as for the spring show. So going to 2 days
As the fall show, you mean?
at the fall show. Yes, sorry, at the fall show. Yeah. So guys, it's growing, man.
Damn,
And we're all here kind of at the ground level. We get to grow with it and help it grow and watch it become, the little engine that could. And pretty soon people will be like, Toronto Comic Con, what? No, I'm just kidding. I won't say that.
Spirit makes a good point here. The weather too would have affected the attendance there for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And hopefully November, it will be a mild November, much like last November was. So great expo to grow, and I can't wait what it comes. Sure. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I think that's going to do it this week, guys. We've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. I think we've all kind of had our say throughout the show for Toronto Game Expo. Fantastic show.
Big thanks to Chris and Darby, the guys that run the show.
Yep.
Big thanks to all of the guests, from the celebrity guests to the cosplay guests.
Oh,
the panelists.
Sorry. We should talk at least a little bit about the after party.
Oh, yeah.
Got to talk about the after party. So so there was some issues at the beginning of the after party, and especially for those of you that were sort of experiencing those issues, I want to reassure you guys those issues were not caused by the convention, and they were not caused by your host, the Geeks and Company. I don't want to speak ill of anybody, but unfortunately, it was a matter of a change in management, an overpromise, and a very, very under-deliver based on the amount of space we were supposed to have versus the amount of space that we were offered and given. And steps had to be taken, and it took us some time to figure out what steps had to be taken to get us to a point where we could finally get everybody into the space that they were willing to give us for the after party. Once we spent the 40 minutes or whatever it was to get that sorted out, and we got everybody in, fantastic time. The food was amazing. The drinks were great. Sure, maybe a little bit pricey, but they were still good. Like, we all became beer drinkers that night because mixed drinks were a little bit on the pricey side. Yeah. But yeah, we ended up having a really good time. We enjoyed hosting the party. I made sure to get up a few times through the night, go around, see everybody, talk to everybody, made sure it was good. And again, I don't necessarily want. There was a change, like based on the initial talks with the hotel and what we were going to do. By the time we had the initial talks to set it up, and then by the time we got there had been a change in management. So I feel like it was just the whole thing was just a giant miscommunication. But we got to sort it out. And once we got everybody in, we had a fantastic time. There was sushi literally live being made at the bar. I had some soy garlic chicken thing that blew my dick off. It was so good.
That was amazing.
So
holy goddamn shit. Like
the Wagyu sliders.
The Wagyu, bonkers. Yeah. Even the fries, like when the fries came out and the fries were so good, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah,
like
crazy.
It's gonna be pretty good. Our boy John St. John and Dave, the TMNT collector, were at the bar, sitting at the bar, and they're lit like there's just a brother there just making sushi for them, like live as it happens. They'd be like, oh, you want an extra roll? Like a little something like dude, if you haven't made fresh made sushi right in front of you before, I cannot recommend that enough. The after party ended up being a really good time. Needless to say, this coming year we'll make sure more attention is spent and that we get maybe something a little more concrete from the hotel, maybe something in writing that says, yes, you're getting this, and this. And that way we could be like, well, here, this is, your guys said that we have this, so that'll be good.
Well, let's not just blankly assume that it'll be in the same spot.
Well, I don't know. The problem is you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere. Like, there's not a whole lot of other spots in the region to do something at that's as close as that. I don't know where we're going to be. Wherever we're going to be, we're going to make sure all the I's are dotted and all the T's are crossed, so that doesn't happen again. How's that? Did we solve the problem? Yes. Did it had to take a little bit of time to figure it out? Yes. So, but we got there at the end. So,
I mean, at the end of the day, there wasn't that many of us that were staying at the hotel, right? Most people were coming in and out from a little bit everywhere, right?
No, but proximity to the con, though, I mean, right?
Yeah, fair enough.
It was the only sort of venue in the area around the con. So, so much fun even after our day. Yeah, even after day on our feet. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, we had a good time. A great time, and we actually got to sit and have dinner with Stephanie Panicello and John St. John came and hung out, and we started doing tequila shots. And
boy, howdy, did we ever? I'm not gonna lie to you guys. The last hour and a half of that evening,
that was
real hazy for your boy Jeff here. There's a whole area there that I do not remember, because even Rob was like, "Yeah, I left early," and I'm like, "Fuck, you left early?" Like I didn't remember anything. No, I remember you there, but I don't remember you getting up to go because I was
smart enough to say no to the tequila shots.
Oh, I was in no shape, dude.
I saw Rob do this.
Yeah.
And then I look up again, and then he's gone. So I was like, okay.
There are some options. Andre saying there are some options not too far away. I can give you guys a list. Forward it to Megan, actually. That would be fantastic.
Yeah. I think that if we can get something that is within a $10 Uber ride from like the con or the hotel.
Yeah. That maybe the price point too is maybe a little more akin to the crowd.
Yeah, a lot of
these are kids that play video games. They don't have like they can't buy $25 cocktails. You know what I mean? Like they're like probably something. The place was a little bougie. I'm not gonna lie, but for that, everything I put in my mouth that night was amazing. Everything I put in my mouth that night was amazing. So
it was, but it
might have been JS's tongue too. By the way, I'm just saying. I don't know how drunk I got, but I mean that might have happened too. I don't know. I hope nobody got any photos of it. I'm just saying.
Well, we'll see you next week.
Well, that's gonna be our show for tonight.
Yes.
Look at the smile on he's still smiling. He's thinking about it. He knows. He remembers.
No, it was a great time. The after party was amazing, and I think everybody had a good time. And the old guys, got drunk, and it was funny the next day, especially seeing this guy hungover the next day. Like you were
rough.
Yeah, the next morning, especially like early morning, like you were like.
Yeah, I went hard. It was a little bit of a rough morning. So yeah. Rob gets up and he immediately like opens up all our drapes in our room for like all this fresh sunshine coming in. And I'm just like, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm like, look at this view. He's like, fuck you.
Yeah. But I came around eventually. I was able to rise to the task. And how much fun, by the way, did we have as Warriors on the Sunday?
Oh yeah, sorry, we didn't even talk about that.
Come on, man.
Let me say something. For one, these were just cheap Amazon bought costumes, right? I don't think we're gonna make any kind of anyway, listen, they were just cheap costumes.
I'm not gonna win any cosplay contest.
No. It's the most fun I've had in a cosplay in years.
I've never seen you have that much fun in a cosplay ever.
Dude,
not even close. You were like so into it.
And you can see it in the pictures that are all over right now.
100%. And I like how like we all like contributed. Like I came up with the original concept based on something else that I'd seen, and I'm the one that found the gloves, the hats, and the mustache. Then Rob finds those amazing fucking jogging pants on Amazon that it completely made the whole outfit. And then JS provides the t-shirt with the Geeks & Co. on it. And then we're just like
all a drunk plan, okay? We bought costumes and
and it worked like a mofo because we had so much fun being the three Warriors. I don't remember. Yeah, it's you in particular, man. I've never seen you that lit up. You guys were vibing. We were something. Woo! We were something.
Well, you say you've never seen me that lit up because my face is usually covered in my costumes, right?
True. But you were so dynamic. You were so like you're whipping shells. You're like, like every second you were in that costume. You were having so much fun.
You're going to win.
Yeah. No, guys, the Warriors are coming back. There's no question we're doing the Warriors again. It's easy to wear. It was cheap to put together. It's a bunch of fun for us to have. So yeah, absolutely.
I lost my mustache.
Yeah, we're all going to. Rob's is total. You can get just the mustaches on Amazon.
Right. I pulled the mustache off, and the stick stuck to me.
I'm literally like peeling off my face trying to get this shit off of him. It just did not want to come off. I'm like, eyelash glue to be fine, and it's just like peeled to his. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, having said that, by the way, this doesn't have to just anybody wants to join us in the Wario world. Please, by all means, join the Wario club.
We had Queen Harleen join us as Waluigi.
Waluigi, that's right.
Shy Guy.
We had Shy Guy. We had another.
Oh, we had
Wario.
a bunch of different Warrios and stuff moving in and out
Bear
of
Sailor
the.
Moon showed
Yeah,
up
Bear
as-
Sailor Moon was in his Wario. Yeah, no. That was choice.
Wow,
Sorry,
yeah.
I was the one that's 20 minutes ago. I was like, oh yeah, let's wrap this up. And then I'm like, oh hey, by the way, after party. Oh hey, by the way, the Warrios. Like I'm an idiot.
Yeah. Was there anything else that we forgot?
Wario time. Pink Wario. Got it. Yes, Safira. Absolutely. Jenna Bent Wario. I'll bring it, please.
There you go.
I would,
Barbie
guys, if we can figure out a way to do a meetup and we just get as many Warios as we possibly can in one area, I'm thinking November. I'm thinking we do it on the Sunday. Guys, stay tuned. I think that's going to happen. I'm just saying.
We need to do a Wario meetup.
100%.
Well, it doesn't have to just be Wario, right?
No. But it would be cool if we did get a bunch of Warios. You know what I'm saying? I'm just, yeah. Anyways.
But if we could do like a Super Mario villain thing,
Just the whole world.
Yeah.
the whole world.
Wario multiverse. Yeah.
That works well.
Yeah.
Get a Super Mario background. Well,
Do it. A warp pipe, maybe.
oh, yo, why are you spoiling things already?
Yeah, hammer.
Like,
Because nobody tells me shit. I didn't know we were doing that.
Jesus Christ. We're only starting to talk about it, and he's already spoiling shit.
Yeah, nobody
Although
talked to me
Spirit
about
did
it, so it kind of
make
feels
one
like it's
in
on
Spirit
you.
made a pipe, yeah,
And brought one.
which was amazing.
Yeah,
I'd like to make a big one. where you
Yeah,
can
one of-
actually get like maybe even a couple people in it, right? So,
Ooh, a couple people in the warp pipe. You don't say. Huh?
I mean, and perhaps find a way
Oh,
to.
I'm
the
wondering-
go kart
Oh,
idea.
no, hey, listen,
All right.
no,
Okay.
no.
Okay. Fine. Okay.
We're done.
Fine.
We're
Fine.
done.
I only have
Wrap
so
the shit
many,
up then.
dude.
Wrap the shit up before I make this any longer than it already been.
We're gonna skip the rest. We're not gonna do all the other segments this week again because when we have these type of shows where we've got content. I mean, we're already talking for way too. We've been on for an hour and a half again.
I know.
Jim was like, "I won't be back till later." Like and she's gonna be back soon, and I'm still on here.
She's
my
back,
fault.
man. She's in the chat.
She's in the chat, but she's not back here yet.
Oh, back there. Yeah.
Any last words? Any final thoughts? Any final shout outs? The cosplayers were amazing. The guests were all fantastic. The panelists were great. I don't remember all of the panelists' names. Some off the top of my head: Catgirl George, Reed, and Corky.
Bear Sailor Moon.
Sailor Moon, Antenna Cosplay.
Yep.
I'm
All
sure
the
I'm
guests.
forgetting a bunch of them, but yeah, a lot of the panelists were all awesome. Way better this year. Way better this year. This was a lot of fun seeing the diversity in the different types of panels and such. It was way better this year.
I agree. EKG, by the way, fantastic panel. Cosplay on a budget.
EKG,
He did a really good job with his panel. Really good job.
EKG, I think, had 3 or 4 different cosplays throughout the weekend, and actually, after the show, went back to his room, changed into a new one, and came to the after party.
Oh, nice.
There was one of his cosplays that was just for the after party. So that was awesome. Richard's panel was wicked.
Michael Myers.
Mike Myers had his panel as well. Yeah. It was great. I did find it was a lot more interactive up there this year, and that was fantastic.
Yeah,
it was, really
it was amazing. It was amazing. The show was fantastic. Everybody was great. I can't wait for the next one. I really can't wait for the next one.
Yeah,
Actually, this is making me real excited for London. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, September for London, September 13th, 14th for London Comic Con. We'll be there in pretty much the same capacity. Maybe not quite as involved with London, but we'll have a big space. We'll have the booth again. We'll have all the audio. It'll be dance party. Good times.
Yeah, we'll probably be doing stuff on stage again. I mean, we've been
Yep.
doing stuff on stage at London for a couple of years now, and
Yep.
and so we'll be getting down. If you're in the London area, make sure you come and check it out. Also, if you're in I don't need to be in the London area. If you're in Southern Ontario, make sure you come and check out May the 4th on May the 3rd, the 3rd episode of the Star Wars Day at the Geeks Co. and the London Brewery Co-op. We talked about it earlier. There's gonna be a bunch of stuff going on. You're not gonna want to miss this one.
Nope.
CK Expo is when again?
It is the end of this month, April 26th and 27th at the John D. Bradley Center in Chatham, Kent. And again, it's for charity. So just like the Star Wars show, it is also for charity. So
And
come out and
what's
support
that
your
other
local charities.
one? Is it Compass Con?
CompassCon, Leaside, April 19th, with the charity photo shoot taking place after from 4 to 7 with Guardians of Hope. And
Awesome.
the Capes and Chaos Supergroup will be probably all over that. I know they're going to be collecting donations at CompassCon for later. So, yeah, be sure to bring something for that.
Perfect. That's awesome. Hey, guys, we had a packed week. We've got some more coming. I'm not sure what's going to be happening next week, but I'm sure we'll figure something out for you guys. In the meantime, make sure you all stay geeky. We'll see you then. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Geek Boutique Podcast. Like always, if you prefer to listen to us, you can find us on all major podcast platforms. Now, make sure you don't forget to click that like and subscribe button, as well as the notification bell to make sure you never miss an